Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. This is Tariq. Today we will learn about another terminology of the probability concept. What is an event? What is event or what is an event? So event is the experimental outcome of an experiment, or simply we can say that event represent the set of experimental outcomes of an experiment. So event is the set of outcomes of an experiment. Like for example, toss a coin. This is experiment. So toss a coin carry two outcomes. Sample space is head and tail. Toss a coin is experiment, and this experiment carry two outcomes. There will be head on the up face of the coin, or there will be tail on the up face of the coin. So experiment carry two possible outcomes, head or tail. And now we are representing E1 as the first event, which is head, and E2 as a second event, which is tail. Means event is the experimental outcome of an experiment. And this is very clear from this example that E1, event 1, represent the first outcome of tossing a coin, suppose that is head, and E2 is the second event which represent the second outcome of tossing a coin, suppose that is a tail. So we can write like this also, or event E is a head or tail, the set of the outcomes of an experiment. So we define event represent the experimental outcome of an experiment, or event is the set of the experimental outcomes of an experiment. So here we put example toss a coin. This is event 1 which represent outcome head of the tossing a coin, and this is E2 which represent experimental outcome tail by tossing a coin, or we write both as a set, head and tail, the set of the outcomes of an experiment. What is okay माइरा दोबारा दर जुबानी dari+eng की event cheers. Event experimental outcome experiment रमेगा, या set outcome से या experiment event मेगा. मसलन मा काइन र टॉस में कुनिम हो काइन के टॉस में शाह ये दो आउटकम्स में बराए, या हो हेड में बराए या टेल. मा मसलन नविश्ता कदम कि अवल इवेंट यक अवल इवेंट यस वो हेडस ये बई माना कि वक्त के टास शुद हेड बरामद खो ये हम इम्कान दरा ईदू दोम इवेंट नविश्ता करें कि वक्त के टास शुद टेल बरामद, यानी इवेंट आउटकम एक्सपेरिमेंट रमेगा. इंजा एक्सपेरिमेंट टॉस काइनस वो दो आउटकम रा निशान में था, या वो हेड में बराया पूरा मा बा अलमाई E1 निशान दादन कि ये अवल इवेंटस अवल आउटकम रा निशान में था हेड बरामद, या ये हम इम्कान दरा टेल रमा बदोम इवेंट E2 निशान दादन कि E2 कैस वो दोम आउटकम एक्सपेरिमेंट रा निशान में था. खो इवेंट चीज आउटकम एक्सपेरिमेंट रमेगा. इन दो इवेंट दो आउटकम रा निशान में था, हेड या टेल, या मा उरा एक जय नविश्ता कदम दर हालत सेट आउटकम या एक्सपेरिमेंट चीज के बाद टॉस शव काइन बाय टॉस शव हु दो आउटकम रा निशान में था, या हेड में बरा या टेल में बरा. ये चीज दी इवेंट. व्हाट इज कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री इवेंट? The symbol of the complementary event A is A prime. The given event is event A, and its complementary event symbol is A prime, A zabar. So let me define a complementary event of the given event A. So complementary event A prime of the given event A is another event which include all those experimental outcomes of an experiment which are not occurring in the event A. I am again repeating, complementary event A prime is another event of the event A, which include all those experimental outcomes which are not present in the event A. So this is the definition of the experiment, the complementary event. The given event symbol is A and its complementary event is A prime. Let me clarify complementary event by putting one example. Suppose toss a coin twice. So we studied this experiment many times in the previous lecture, that if we toss a coin 2 times, so experimental outcome are these 4 experimental outcomes are possible, and we write these 4 experimental outcome as a set, in the set form as event. We define that event is the set of outcomes of an experiment. So these are the 4 outcomes and we represent in the set form, and we use the symbol E for that set. This E represent the collection of the outcomes of experiment tossing a coin twice. So this is a sample space, you can say, and we use the symbol E. E represent the set of outcomes of an experiment. An experiment toss a coin twice and the outcomes are 4. Now suppose this is let event A. Event A carry 2 outcomes, head, head and head, tail. This is event A. What is the complementary event of A? So A prime is another event of the event A, which include all those outcomes of the experiment which are not present in A. So look, in A we have head, head and head, tail. So what are not present in A? In A, the outcomes which are not present, that is tail, head and tail, tail. So we write in A prime tail, head and tail, tail. I am again repeating that this is the sample space, and we represent this sample space of experiment by using E. E stands for event, and event represent the set of outcomes of an experiment. 4 outcomes. This is one event A. This event carry 2 outcomes, head, head and head, tail. What is the complementary event of this A? That is A prime. A prime will include those outcomes which are not in A. So which are not in A, that is tail, head and tail, tail. Ma complementary event ra dobara dar zubani dari megam. Complementary event A prime yak dega event ya as ki wo ba komake event A malum mesha. Ale complementary event A prime kodam event as. Ye wo event A prime as ke dar ye A prime wo कुल्लगी आउटकम्स शामिल मेशा कि वो दर इवेंट ए करार न दारा. मैं दोबारा मेगम कि एक यस ये एक इवेंट दादा शुदानस आले बाई बात ए कंप्लीमेंट्री ए प्राइम मालूम शवा को ए प्राइम यक देगा इवेंटस कि दर ए प्राइम वो एक्सपेरिमेंटल आउटकम्स शामिल मेशा कि वो दर ए करार न दारा. اینجا یک اگزامپل داده شد که for example toss a coin twice, یعنی باید 2 باری coin سکه toss شود. خواهو که total experimental outcome می برایا او را ما با اسم ای نشان دادم، چرا که ای از ایونت گرفتیم. یہ ایونت set of outcomes را نشان میتا، head head, head tail, tail head and tail tail. آلی اینجا یک ایونت A نوشته است، یہ سب سیٹ ये इवेंट है. दर ई इवेंट ए के आउटकम शामिल है वो हेड हेडस और हेड टेलस. आले कंप्लीमेंट्री इवेंट ए बाद मालूम शवा वो ए प्राइमस. वक्त के माँ कंप्लीमेंट्री इवेंट ब इवेंट ए मालूम में कुनिम में कशिम पूरा अलामा ए प्राइम नविष्ट में कुनिम और दर ए प्राइम वो आउटकम्स शामिल मेशा कि वो दर इवेंट ए करार न दारा. वो दर इवेंट ए की करार न दारा वो टेल हेडस, टेल हेड नविष्ट कदम और टेल टेलस. वो ये कंप्लीमेंट्री इवेंट ए प्राइम इवेंट ए शुड, यानी कंप्लीमेंट्री इवेंट ए प्राइम वो इवेंटस के दर वो कुल्लगी आउटकम शामिल मेशा कि वो दर ए करार न दारा. Note, in the practical application of probabilities, event A or its complementary event A prime must be given. If event A is given, we can find complementary event A prime. If A prime is given, we can find event A, and we will use this formula to determine complementary event using event, or determine event using complementary event. So it's mean that in the practical application, complementary event of an experiment must be given, or event of an experiment must be given, and we will use this formula to estimate the probability of event A using complementary event probability, or estimate complementary event probability using the probability of given event A. Suppose this is one, I give this name A to this equation. Now, for example, according to the sales manager, 80% customer purchase the product. It means that experiment is this, that customer is a sales manager is calling to the customer. So when sales manager is calling to the customer, this experiment carry two outcomes. Customer will purchase, or customer will does not purchase. Now suppose according to the informations of the sales manager, 80% customers accept the offer, purchase the product. So this is the probability of, suppose, event A. Let event A represent the purchase. Event A represent the purchase, and what is its chances of purchase? 80%. 80% customer accept the offer. And A prime, which is complementary event, it represent no purchase, and its probability determine the probability of not purchase. So we can use this equation A to define the probability of complementary event A prime using the probability of event A. Now, probability of A, that is 80%, 0.80. This is very clear from here that event A represent the purchase and event A prime represent does not purchase. So the probability of purchase is given 80% customer purchase, that is 80%. Now we will put probability of A 80%, 0.0 in A, we will find P of A plus P of A prime is equal to 1. Probability of purchase, that is 80%, we substitute in here. Solve for the probability of A complementary event we have. Subtract 0.80 from both sides. 0.80 minus 0.80 plus probability of A prime is equal to 1 minus 0.80. This 0.80 cancel out this 0.80, and probability of A prime is equal to 1 minus 0.80. That is why this is 0.20. Now the probability of A prime, that is 20%. Interpretation, what does this mean? This means that according to the informations of the sales manager, 80% chances that customer will purchase. So we estimate using the equation the chances of not purchase, that is 20%. Out of 100% customer, 20% customers will not purchase the product and 80% customer will purchase the product. Ma ira dobara dar zubani dari megim yak example as information is sales manager mega ke 80% customers कैस who product र purchase कर, ये event A र निशान में था. परचेज केस वो इवेंट ए निशान में था, वो प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ इवेंट ए मालूम शुद थी, वो 80% आले कम्प्लीमेंट्री इवेंट वो इवेंट ए कम्प्लीमेंट्री इवेंट ए प्राइम वो इवेंटस के दर वो आउटकम्स न बाशा कि उधर ए करार दारा उधर ए 80% कस्टमर केस वो परचेज में कुना आले ए कम्प्लीमेंट्री चितोर मालूम है मा probability of not purchase by a formula मालूम में करें. Probability of purchase 80% as ये कीमत probability of purchase 80% ما در مساوات یک وضع میکنیم. ये P of A است و P of A 80% آمد جمع P of A prime برابر به یک. حال ما باید P of A prime معلوم کنیم، خب باید 80% از طرف چپ به طرف راست انتقال شود. ایشی طور انتقال میشه باید منفی شود 0.80 from both side. از طرف چپ هم 80% منفی کردیم، از طرف راست هم 80% منفی کردیم. از اینجا 80% که منفی 80% خلاص شد. probability of A prime از اینجا که از یک 80% برابر چی میمانه 20%. خو یہ کمپلیمنٹری ایونٹ برآمد با کمک ایونٹ A ما کمپلیمنٹری ایونٹ A پرائم را کشید معلوم کردیم. ایونٹ A چی بود؟ 80% کسٹمر کی وہ پرچیز میکنه. کمپلیمنٹری ایونٹ او ایونٹ است که او نفره که او پرچیز نمیکنه. او چند است؟ 20% است. 20% نفره پرچیز نمیکنه. خو این کمپلیمنٹری ایونت هم تعریف شد که در کمپلیمنٹری ایونت او مشتری شمار میشه که او در ایونت A وجود نداره. در ایونت A 80% کسٹمرز که او پرچیز میکنه، خود در A پرایم او کسٹمر می آیا که او پرچیز نمیکنه. او چند است؟ او 20% است. What is the union of two events? Dear students, you study the concept of sets in the schools and colleges, and we will use those sets concept in here to define the union of two events and define the intersection of two events. So we are starting from the what is the union of two events. So union of two events A union B is another event which include all those experimental outcomes which are happening in event A or which are happening in event B or which are happening in both events A and B. So union of two events is the union of the two events A and B, and this A union B is another event which include the events from A, from B or from both A and B. Suppose let event A and event B are the two events. Then A union B is another event which is the union of the two events A and B, where A union B include the outcomes of event A or of event B or of both events A and B. This is the description of the union of two events. Union of two events. Let's suppose we have two events A and B. Its union event A union B is a third event, and this third event A union B include all the experimental outcomes which are in event A or which are in event B or which are in both events A and B. So A union B is a third event, and this third event include the experimental outcomes from event A, from event B or from both events A and B. Let me clarify this by putting one example. For example, conducting two exams. Student is conducting two exams, suppose. So these are the two experiments, and each experiment will carry two outcomes. Student will pass exam success, or student will fail exam failure F. So experiment is conducting exam, and this experiment carry two steps, and each step carry two outcomes, that student will pass the paper or student will fail the paper. So this is the sample space, the set of experimental outcomes for conducting two exams. Four outcomes are possible. Success, both exam pass. Success, failure, first exam pass, second fail. Third outcome, first exam fail, second pass, FS. and the fourth outcome FF, both exams fail. So these are the possible outcomes when the student is conducting two exams. The exams are 2 and the possible outcomes are 4. The first exam that the student conduct, student pass that exam. When the student conduct the second exam, again the student pass the second exam. So 2 outcomes, success and success. But this is also possible that when the student give the first exam, he succeed, he passed the exam. But when he give the second exam, he failed the exam. This is also possible. This is also possible that student fail the first exam and pass the second. And this is also possible that student fail both exams. So these are possibilities. 4 outcomes are possible. Now suppose this is let event A. Event A is this is suppose event A. Event A carry the 2 outcome SS and FF. And this is another event B which include SS, SF and FS. Now these are the 2 events A and B which carry experimental outcomes. This is a third event which is called union of the 2 events A union B. This third event A union B is a third event which is the union of 2 events A and B. A union B include the experimental outcomes from the event A are from the outcome from the event B are from the both. So look here, A union B include SS, FF from the first event A and SS, SF and FS from the second event B. So A union B include all the 4 experimental outcomes SS, SF, FS, FF, where SS and FF are from the first event A and SF, FS, these are from the second event B. So A union B is another event which include all the outcomes of the event A and event B are from A, are from B, are from both. But one thing must be known to you, dear student, that we will not repeat the outcomes more than one time. Here in the event A also SS and here in the event B also SS. So we will put one time SS in the A union B event. We will not put 2 times SS from the event A and SS from the event B. No, that is wrong. To develop the third event, union of the events A union B, we will write the experimental outcome of each event 1 times only. So we write SS only 1 time. In the A union B, the common, the repeated outcomes in both events A and B will appear only once, like SS.